And hello.
Wonderful. So this is Dr. Leah Shealy-Sorin, and this is Dr. Norm Shealy, the one and only. Actually, that may want to kind of look into the camera and the microphone. The setup is a little different. So we are here with this very special podcast. We used to be on the radio for that. How many years have you been on the radio? About 40 years?
Yep.
Well, times are changing, aren't they? Times are changing. It ain't what. Well, it is what it is. It ain't what it used to be, as the expression goes. But we are moving on, and we are learning, and we're kind of going with the flow. So here we are with the flow. Moving forward, we're going to have podcasts such as this starting around 4 p.m. until further notice, plus other podcasts. And Dr. Shealy is in wonderful spirits with us and in wonderful health today. And this topic is you are an electromagnetic being. You are an electromagnetic being. And what does that mean? And how do you optimize your health using electromagnetic modalities? Because Dr. Shealy is the expert. So let's start by the conversation. You've been, the king of electromagnetic development since the beginning.
Well, we began with electromagnetic stimulators, electrical.
TENS unit, the dorsal cord stimulator.
Right.
Yeah.
But it made national headlines when I did it 40 years ago. And on TV and things like that. But we've grown past that.
And we sure have. So at this point, we've developed, or Dr. Shealy has developed, and we have enhanced something called PEMF, Pulsed Electromagnetic Field Device. And the first concept that you came up with and you put into the device is the Schumann frequency, 7.83 cycles per second. Now, how did you come, since you're the founder of the concept, how did you come up on this? Just curious.
Because it's the frequency of the Earth. 7.83 is the frequency of Earth itself. Now, plus or minus 2. So you adjust, but 7 times
7.83, right?
Yeah.
Is 55 or 55.6 something. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's the ultimate frequency of the brain.
And we're talking about the frequency hertz or cycles per second. So that was the original concept. And I want to throw in a little bit more information on that. In the 40s and 50s, when the Schumann frequency was discovered and literally brought into attention, it came to my attention that first it started with a concept that the Earth is literally surrounded by this 7.83 cycles per second. It's literally the heartbeat of the Earth. And so, and I think that's how you got the foundation and the inspiration to do this.
Absolutely.
And
it came to me suddenly as all my ideas.
But then again, Dr. Shealy, I'm going to ask how many patents have you? Do you have 16 or 17 now?
I don't know.
Maybe 18. I think 18 with the newest. Yeah. And of course, the number of publications, books, and a lot of the innovation that you brought in actually came in as downloads or inspirations.
And I have another download which I'll share with you later.
Oh my God. This is incredible.
It'll be 30 days before I know whether it's going to work.
Okay. Well, don't say anything until now. I want to hear about it 30 days. When Dr. Shealy gets information like this, it's good. It's good news. We'll keep you updated. We'll keep you posted. But in the meantime, so basically, where does new ideas, where does innovation, information, new concepts come from? Well, first, to say the least, it's not going to sound or feel like the old ideas. And the old ideas are conventional medicine, which is basically drugs, surgery, and then, of course, psychiatry, which is separating the head from the rest of the body. And, of course, you've separated the entire human beings, the spirit, soul, mind, body, spirit, soul, energy, from the physical body. Why do you think people in conventional medicine do not talk about the energy and or the energy medicine?
They don't understand it adequately. They're stupid.
I'll beg you a little differ. I think it's I wouldn't say necessarily stupid. There's a lot of smart people with MDs. Intelligent people. I'm not going to say smart and intelligent is two different things. Depends on your definition. There's something called ignorance or ignoring the facts. And conventional medical system, healthcare system, is really, really excellent at brainwashing and training providers, literally like a trained monkey. That's and basically you go through years of education. I can talk about myself. I've been through college, pre-medical, medical school, postgraduate training, a little bit of emergency room, some family medicine, so on and so forth, lots of continual education courses. My God, about 90% of everything that I learned is a complete crap.
My favorite memory is from medical school. In the junior year, we had a course in psychiatry. I listed crazy as hell 5 times the responsibility for being a psychiatrist. I was called in, of course, with the Politburo. They threatened to flunk me. I said, "You bastard! Don't flunk me again." And he didn't. They were afraid to flunk me.
Didn't want to have you in the class again the next time.
Right. And so, but I've never changed my mind. The vast majority of psychiatrists are crazy as hell.
So let's talk about every thought is a prayer. Everything is energy, and that let's talk about for the benefit of the folks that are not familiar in the background of the biogenics and everything that you developed on self-regulation. There is several concepts here. One is self-regulation, which is a huge concept of the PhD thesis from a neurosurgeon who went back into training to understand the human nature and human being, and that's literally over 68 various exercises on literally biofeedback and self-regulation for people who want to gain control and mastery of their bodies. But a big part of the protocol is a PEMF device. Let's talk about the PEMF device that we have here, that you put forth.
The device is circular. It's colored yellow for angelic forces.
Yes.
And you need to use it a minimum of an hour a day.
Minimum, but you can do more.
You can do 24 hours a day. And it works well.
Indeed. Actually, based on the inspiration and based on our conversation since, we've added 2 other modules to the device. Second module, the first. Let's kind of go through what the device does. So the first module is the sweep. Actually, let's go back to the sweep. Sweep. This is what we talked about in the Schumann frequency. But I want people to understand it goes from 7.83 cycles per second plus minus 2. Let's say, and then all the way to times 7, and it cycles through in a matter of about 12 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes. I think 12 is the right amount of time. But the bottom line is you get the entire energy centers of the body, all the chakras, and it also has very interesting effect of regenerating vascular. And may assist with recovery in diabetic neuropathy, which is not something that conventional medicine can ever claim. And we're not claiming anything, we're not putting any claims. It may assist with. This is the statement for the rest of the day. Again, read between the lines. So there's so many customer responses, and our personal success stories with the device is just incredible. So regeneration. If you want to regenerate, optimize tissue, organs, cells. Cells is the foundation of your body. This is what we're saying. Everything is electromagnetic. Your body is electromagnetic from the cell on. And there's trillions of cells. You take care of those cells, folks. You take care of your health, including your brain, the control center, and everything else. Second mode is the gamma mode. Dr. Shealy, let's talk about how you decided to add the gamma mode to the device.
Well, gamma frequency was discovered in monks who meditate 8 hours a day. And it's wonderful. You don't have to meditate eight hours a day. 1 hour will do at least the beginning.
At the beginning. So we're talking about a frequency of gamma, which has classically been told at 40 cycles per second. Now, technically, gamma is a range, but the research, the documentation is primarily on 40 cycles per second. And we certainly have seen that. The results and reports in that. There was research that was done in people in addicts, literally 10 folks who are, I mean, we're not judging, but literally ankle bracelets and opioid addiction. And that study was spectacular because if you look at the brain, if you look at the control center of an addicted individual, top of the rehab centers for addiction is literally maybe 17%. And we're talking basically thousands upon thousands of dollars after weeks of therapy. And the success rate is 17%. And this is, we're talking basically celebrities. We're talking about all the people who have resources. Now, we're not even talking about people who don't have the resources. The success rate there is probably terrible. But the success rate with the device was well over 90%, wasn't it?
Well, it was really 100%.
Almost 100, yeah, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. We had one person drop, I think, it wasn't all 10 people who were still...
All 10 people succeeded the first year.
The first year. Okay, got it. But this is where I get a little confused, but this is a little correction. The study is now going on for a number of years.
Yes.
So this is where the number of people has dropped out from the study. But there's still the 1 year success. Well, my God, almost 100%. And then almost the 5 year success is almost over 90%.
Yes.
Now that's pretty good.
It's unexcelled.
We're talking basically controlling the control center, folks. If you can control the brain, the mind, every thought is a prayer. That's the direction that sets the patterns of our lives. If you can do that, if you can optimize, that is fantastic. Third mode is also important. And actually, I didn't realize just how essential it is. The delta, 0 to 3 cycles per second, supports stage 3 deep sleep, relaxation. When we first put that in, our first thought was, well, if we have something to regenerate the body with a Schumann frequency, 7.83 cycles per second in first mode, and we have something to optimize, put the brain into this, hey, I'm okay, optimal place with a gamma mode, we really could use something to help people reset, relax, and go into support stage 3 deep sleep. We didn't even think about any other factors in nerve system wise. And interestingly enough, yes, it does tend to support stage 3 deep sleep. So, for example, I myself, and I advise everyone who uses the device to literally put it onto the pillow in the gamma mode and just literally run it all night. This way it's being charged. You get up in the morning and then you can put on either the sweep mode or the gamma mode, or you can play between those, so you can stay with the delta. But the key thing that I noticed too, and in my patients, and as well as I have a number of colleagues who use the device as well, professionals, chiropractors, doctors, all sorts of professionals, and physical therapists with a very great degree of success. And they started saying to me a month ago, that, hey, look for an effect on neuropathic pain. It decreases neuropathic pain. It decreases the overactive brain, overactive anxiety, overactive stress, calms things down. When I heard that, I said, hey, physiologically, it makes sense. Because that's just if you think about the nerve cell and what that frequency will do that. In short, theoretically, it should work. So I started applying it in that purpose to the patients in our clinic, and myself as well. Incredible. It literally is a calming down effect. So if you ever feel a little too hyper, or you just need to just literally bring the speed of the brain, the control center down to the speed of the body, or just match, that's delta. So please.
Well, my favorite statement is every thought is a prayer. Thinking sets in motion spiritual forces to bring about change in every aspect of the body and mind.
Amen to that. And this brings us to another important point. We actually have a huge sale going on, a sale that is unlike anything else that we have announced before. And it's literally 15% off PEMF, 15% off PEMF. And that's $240 off. And we've had that sale before. This is all the way through to, Black Friday, or again, the thing about me is I've worked every single holiday, so I don't know where the holidays are. I don't know when they start. I don't know when they end. All I know is I just work them traditionally. So until the end of the month or so, this is going to continue and stay in process. but there's also other things that go with it. We talked about every thought is a prayer. We talked about biogenics, self-regulation and resetting, retraining the nervous system. In other words, getting mastery back into our lives. And in this crazy world, the crazier the world, the more the need for mastery. The veil has literally been lifted off, folks. We see all the dysfunction of all the system here out in healthcare, in government, and everything else. So who do you trust? You've got to be able to trust yourself and the fact that you've got everything you need within you. And it's basically, God doesn't make junk. God really, I mean, the Creator has done a fantastic job. It's us humans who think we can do better than that. Don't you think?
Definitely.
So that being said, let's just get to where we're going. Self-regulation, or in other words, biogenics, is used to be a 2-week, $8,000 course that we would do here in the clinic. But with pandemic or fake demic, or however we want to say it, and we'll kind of hold our tongue here for a bit, read between the lines. We really had no options of getting the groups of people into the clinic. So that led to a very desperate action to get the stuff out there and creating an online course in little bite-sized pieces, even a couple of minute intervals. So even the most busiest professional can jump on and just get a 5-minute benefit from the course and then go on. So this is the whole course is now under in the online format, and it's a tremendous value. A biogenics course for self-regulation. Another course that we have several courses actually. Another course is youthful longevity. Youthful longevity is something Dr. Shealy has been talking about his whole life. Now, go ahead, jump in, please.
Telomeres shrink every year of life, and we have now excellent ways of rejuvenating the telomeres. And my idea remains the best. I'll share it with you because it'll take 30 days to prove it.
I am excited, and whenever Dr. Shealy starts talking about something like this, it usually is something big. So this is, folks, stay tuned. But let's get back to youthful longevity. How do you live to at least to 100 years of age and beyond? Healthy, young, youthful, I should say, enjoying it, not nursing home style, not lots of diseases and lots of suffering style. Enjoying your life. This is what that is, and that's another course that we put together based on telomere regeneration, but also the basics of good, healthy living. What does it take? The simple stuff, and that's the other course, youthful longevity. Another course that we've actually put out there is personal intuition. Personal intuition has been a huge topic for Dr. Shealy, personal and medical intuition. And medical intuition, if somebody wants to read medically, just intuit what's going on, you need to start with the personal. You need to clear the vessel. It's also personal intuition to me is the key to my guidance, my connection with the universe, with all that is, with the Creator. And it's my way of trusting that what I feel, what my gut, what my heart, what my internal guidance says is right, and to be able to literally trust myself. So that's what it's all about. And there's a way to clear the vessel. There's a way to reestablish the connection to the spirit world and the guidance and all that is, and literally find clarity in life. So this combination of these 3 courses, from personal intuition to youthful longevity to biogenic self-regulation, is also included in this bundle. So this is a huge opportunity, I think. And let's talk about supplements, because in order to be healthy and happy, you've got to have the fuel and nutrition. One of the basics. So this is something that Dr. Shealy came up with. And I'm really honored to be here with my dad, but I should say with Dr. Shealy, the world famous neurosurgeon, founder of holistic medicine, founder of many different things. And one of the things that we're really very proud of is the protocols that we've created. One of the protocols is for general health. Everyone should be on the following: a good B complex, so Dr. Shealy's Essentials, which is at least 25 milligrams of the B complex. Not talking about B12, talking about B1, B2, B6, so on and so forth. If you don't have that in your multivitamin or B complex,
the brain stops working.
Well, try driving a vehicle without a fuel. I mean, you can go on fumes for a little bit, but you're not going to go too far. Again, trillions of cells. You need this stuff. And another thing that's included here in this sale is as well, in addition to the 3 courses that I mentioned, plus the PEMF device of $240, is not just the essentials, which is a B complex, youth formula. Youth formula is a combination of vitamin C, MSM, some other things. And the beautiful thing about it is that it's really essential for immune system. More importantly, though, I'm not sure more importantly, but as importantly, is it raises DHEA naturally by 60%. Let's talk about DHEA, and that's part of the youthful longevity.
It is the essential for health. And people lose it early in life.
10%, almost a decade.
Yeah.
At the best conditions.
Right.
Yeah.
And there are several ways of rejuvenating the DHEA.
And 2 of them is included in this protocol. In other words, essentials or B complex and youth formula. And by the way, for anyone who wants to take vitamin C without taking a B complex, stop. Stop right now. Don't take anything instead if you're going to do that. Because again, the body needs a B complex in order to plus vitamin C. Otherwise, you're not doing yourself a favor. Do it right or don't do it at all. That's the concept. Let's continue. What else raises DHEA and what else is essential in our bodies? Magnesium, but magnesium topical, not by mouth. Please.
And 90% of people or more are deficient in magnesium, and it's not absorbed well by mouth.
Wonderful. I did discover a wonderful use for magnesium oral, and I've been taking that just for a different reason. When I've been traveling and the nutrition hasn't been the optimal, lots of interruptions, circadian rhythm change, the GI system can be off. So if I start to get a little bit, backed up, so to speak, magnesium by mouth is a wonderful way to clear up stuff. But which literally tells you that it goes right through you. It doesn't go into your body. Some of it does, depending on the form. So if you really want to raise DHA by another 60% and get the benefit of magnesium, magnesium is an intracellular element. It's deficient in most people, and if you measure blood levels, folks, that's going to be very unreliable because the blood levels will continue to be maintained until you got nothing left in the bones and nothing left in the cells, inside the cells. And then you get low magnesium levels. And then when you crash. So how do you replenish magnesium? Topical, magnesium chloride.
And don't forget, it's deficient in the soil.
And animal farmers know that as well. But the thing is, cows have 2 stomachs. So if you give magnesium oral, they have a way of processing this. Humans, for the most part, unless we get mutations down the line, which may happen with all the stuff that's happening in the world, we might get 2 stomachs. Who knows? We might grow a few extra arms and legs, which might be useful. Who knows? But in all due seriousness, as the original creation, as the blueprint, the best way to get magnesium into the system, the essential thing is transcutaneous, through the skin, and that's either lotion or spray. And there's going to be a bottle of magnesium included in this as well. There's one more thing that we're throwing in here in this package for until the end of November, and that is a bottle of Air Bliss. And now, Bliss oils is a completely different category of things that we have talked about.
Very different.
Let's talk about Bliss oils. What?
Well, of course, the essentials raise all kinds of
oxytocin, neurotensin.
Yes.
And I just literally read in a number of publications how everybody's talking about how oxytocin and neurotensin is the new razor's edge, so to speak, information. Oh my God, we just discovered this, and this is incredible. This is good stuff. And there's nasal sprays for that and stuff like that. And they're saying this is the cutting edge. Folks, the cutting edge in those studies is really so dull that it's not an edge whatsoever. Just being frank, Dr. Shealy, you've been working with Bliss oil, especially Air Bliss, this is over several decades now.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about Air Bliss.
Well, you raise oxytocin,
Hmm.
and it's love, it's
Nurturing. It's
nurturing,
yeah.
and without it, you're deficient.
And actually, nursing, well, mothers that give birth to, let's say, newborns, the birth process, oxytocin is the greatest release right there. So just think of it this way: it's the bonding, nurturing, happy hormone. And if we're not happy, do we really take care of ourselves? It all starts again. Every thought is a prayer. So again, resetting the control center. So again, just a quick summary on everything. So this is a very interesting sale, and we've never done this before, but this is a complex that will take care of most people's needs to get started. Now, of course, there are other protocols. So PEMF plus the 3 courses, or again, knowledge is power. So we're talking about biogenics course for self-regulation mastery. We're talking about youthful longevity course for living beautiful life up to 100 and beyond. Uh, and last but not least, personal intuition, getting in tune with your higher self, clearing all the nonsense from the control center. Plus the biochemical support with the essentials, youth formula, a magnesium lotion, and air bliss. And that's basically most of what you need. Now, what's not included here that I would highly recommend is vitamin D as well. Some people do the drops, 5 to 10,000 units daily. Some people prefer what we have, which is 50,000 units in one little capsule, either weekly or every 10 days, depending on if your weight is under 130 pounds or above. Generally, there's always it's not the quick cutter. I mean, it's always depends on the person. But we literally have covered the entire spectrum of the general electromagnetic support, because you can support the body in different ways. The body is multifaceted, and Dr. Shealy, feel free to jump in. But in order to holistically address the human being, you've got to address from the mental and emotional aspects, which is what we're talking about with the courses, self-regulation. You've got to address the who am I, the spirit, the soul. You have to address the cell on the nutritional level, bioenergetic level, supplements and basic things that we need. We also need to address the body on the cellular electromagnetic level in support of Schumann frequency. And plus there's bliss oils and things of that nature. By the way, bliss oils is a combination of essential oils applied on acupuncture points. And there's 5 different circuits with 5 different outcomes. And as a matter of fact, what we discovered, this was early on, again, a lot of people will say cutting edge science. Well, we've been on cutting edge since, for decades. So we're not telling you anything new, but we're bringing up to your attention. So if this is new to you, well, it's cutting edge. Let's do it. All right. So anything else you'd like to say in terms of a body as electromagnetic being and the support for the electromagnetic being?
Well, you set an emotion, mentally, physically, spiritually, and it's one thing. If set in motion, it's okay. If you don't set an emotion, you're deficient.
So I think what we're saying is get started and follow through. This information is fantastic. It's great. It can be life-saving.
Yes.
But it's only as good as the application. If you want to utilize it, if you folks want to jump on and literally enjoy the benefit of this of this concept as the human being being electromagnetic, and how do we support it? Time has come. The information is available. Even the sale is available until the end of the month, and it's really up to you to invest in your health and your wellness. There's a lot of concern about economy. There's a lot of concern about, is there even going to be money? Is there even going to be products? Is there going to be different various things? Folks, if you want to give yourself the best chance amidst the key chaos and all the stuff that's coming, or in other words, the end of the world as we know it, so to speak, give yourself and optimize with what you need to do. Some people, again, I'm not saying you have to prep, but again, we certainly have gotten fairly ready in our house for all sorts of troubles. And Dr. Shealy's experience is fascinating, by the way. If you have an elder in the family, listen to them carefully, especially if they've been through Great Depression and the wars and all this kind of stuff, all the cycles of up and down. The elders, and there's a distinction between older and elder. Dr. Shealy is an elder. I'm going to say that much. A lot of people look at the people with silver hair and say old. That's the greatest resource we have, folks, if we pay attention.
And it's predicted that the greatest depression in history will be coming up soon.
So if that's the case, and again, we're not saying that we that's what we want, but if that's what's coming, how important is it at this point in time, right here, right now, to start working on things that will help you, get you in a place where you are okay no matter what? How important is that, folks? I think that's important to me.
Well, it's critical.
It's critical. And if you're thinking of collecting cans for food and stuff of that nature, generators for the house, what's the most important thing that you have? What's the most important possession, physical possession-wise? Your physical body. Your physical body is a temple. It's a vessel. You take care of it, it takes care of you. The spirit, the soul that you are, can do its thing, can reside properly, can express properly. You can lead into happy, healthy, amazing, productive life no matter what the challenges are. And as a matter of fact, the greater the challenges, the more happy we are to be alive, because to be able to shine the light in this chaos and fear and darkness, that's what we live for. And you can become a light as well for yourself and for the people around you. But first things first, you got to take care of yourself. So that's the message.
It's it.
That's it. Well, this is our first official podcast with Dr. Shealy here, and we moved from the radio, but we're still live on Facebook and YouTube Live. We're going to continue this. We're going to move them to 4 o'clock instead of 4:05. 4:05 was because of the radio program. Radio didn't start until 5 after 4 Central Time. But it doesn't matter now so much in terms of details. So we'll continue broadcasting on Wednesdays as much as we can at this hour, 4 to 5 p.m. for those who are getting used to us and want to continue listening. But we'll also add other podcasts, broadcasts, and topics from time to time. As you can see, we got this beautiful studio here. Let's make use of it. And we'll have more guests. The other interesting thing is we're going to have the capacity to have video interviews and guests and all sorts of connections with other providers via computer, via conferencing, and so we'll be able to expose you to a variety of opinions, variety of viewpoints, and variety of information of wealth, so to speak. Not just our information, but other people who are experts in health, wellness, and holism. Because we got one angle, and we do a lot, but again, we're one piece of the puzzle. So it takes the whole team. It takes the entire humanity to work together. But please.
Well, once we respond, ask the questions. How do you do it? How did we get it done? And the answer is Shealy-Sorin program.
Boom. Perfect. And of course, it all started with Shealy protocols, which became Shealy-Sorin protocols, which again, I'm honored to be a part of the picture, but I'm going to say the credit fully belongs to the founder. So thank you. So Dr. Shealy is not only my dad, but adopted dad, of course, but he's also my mentor. He's also been my guru. And I still remember, by the way, the first time that I got an offer. And I think I remember the right way, but I had no idea if I was going to come here to, I had everything arranged in Rochester, New York. I had job contracts, emergency room contracts, everything set up, house, friends. As soon as Dr. Shealy told me that he's interested in having someone like-minded come and join him in Springfield, Missouri, I had no hesitation. My logical brain has left and my heart jumped in, and I said, yes. I'm coming. No plan. I didn't know how I was going to make a living, what I was going to do, if the practice was going to thrive. Guess what, folks? We're following our hearts. If you follow your hearts and your health and your wellness and just the blueprint of the holism, oh, God, it's a beautiful thing. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Shealy, this is not the last time we have you on here. We'll do this again. Thank you. Any other closing thoughts?
Well, on December 4th, I will be 90 years of age.
You know what? Thank you. And I'll take a few more minutes. we are going to announce a retirement party for Dr. Shealy. Now, Dr. Shealy, you said you were retiring officially. Is that right?
Well, I hate having to do CMEs, 25 hours a year. So I retired officially.
And you know what? For 90 years of literally incredible work, I'd say more than 5 to 10 lifetimes worth, I think it's okay to sit back and kind of watch the whole picture and just know that you started the whole thing.
Interestingly, they wrote back, well, you can stop retiring if you want to. No way.
Well, time has come, and I think right now it's more time to focus on the health, on research, on whatever projects that you have in mind. And I know you got a lot of creative projects, but
The first project will be Rejuvenatrix.
well, no, let's not talk about this until you just told me the direction where we're going. I am excited. Okay, folks, I'm not going to say anything more about this right now. That's our top secret until it's time to announce it. All right. Well, we are going to be going off the air. Dr. Shealy, thank you.
Blessings to you and all.
And much love to the audience, much love to everyone out there, and thank you for being with us.
Blessings.
I'm just going to turn off the live here.